Good afternoon, my YouTube brethren. Back. It's been over a year since our last video series and lots of stuff has happened. So I hope you forgive me for that, but it is time to tackle this monstrosity that sits behind me. This is the boat from hell that I have dubbed. It's the yellow boat that was painted with house paint, and it's just a mess of a boat, and I bought it years ago. As a matter of fact, you can watch the original video I posted. I'll put it down in the description and you can check that out. And it's a ridiculous boat, and it has definitely a place in the graveyard, in the junkyard, if somebody like myself wasn't going to come around and really spend some time and some money trying to get it back to ship shape, as it were. So we're going to get started on that today. I do have a surprise for you, and then what we'll do is I'll show you the surprise. I'll show you what we're working with here going into the future, and then at the end of the video I'll kind of give you some updates and what we're going to be doing over the next months and hopefully years to come. So if you want to know more about that, stay tuned to the end. If you're just interested in the boat video and where we're going to get started and all that good jazz, just stay tuned and we'll get right to it. Okay, got the thing moved over here, and over here is the surprise. This is our new property that my father and I went in on and bought together, and this will be where we kind of operate out of from now on. We're going to build a few things, and anyway, it's a work in progress. Let me show you around. So obviously this is where the boat is at the moment, and if you pan over here, you get a little barn behind there, and then that's 1/3 of the property is that house, and then just on that side of the mean machine there, and that is our rent property. We've got a renter over there, and so he's paying a little rent, which is nice. And then we get into the interesting part of the property. This is going to be something we'll do with in the future. It's an old house here, and it's a mess. It's old, probably from the 50s, maybe before that originally. It's been added on to. It's got original 7-foot ceilings, really old. Pan over a little bit further, we've got this old junky garage thing that we're going to, for now, get it watertight and put our boats in. And then this whole other area back behind it is all open, and then there's a couple of other sheds back here that we're using at the moment. Now on the other side, so it's kind of broken up into thirds. We got on the very west end, we have the rental property. In the middle we have this kind of house and old barn that we'll tear down, and then on the far side over there, it's a complete total vacant lot that we may put a couple of duplexes in and start renting that out. So let me show you a different angle. So we got the house out back here behind me. I'm kind of in the far northeastern corner looking back towards the property, and behind me over here we've got all the sheds and then the old barn, and then the house is over here. The front entry, the street runs right here, and then back behind me is where all of these rent houses, hopefully at some point in the future, will go. So you swing back over here, and that whole thing is ours as well. So the whole city block is ours. Now we do know one thing. We know that we want to be able to work on our boats here. Mom and Dad are in the processes at some point in their future retiring and maybe moving over here and building them some sort of domicile, or maybe even a barn dominium of some sort. But I think in this area, either on the very back or on this side, or maybe tucked up close to the house, we don't know yet, but somewhere we'll build us a nice barn where we can actually work on stuff. And Dad and I are both pretty excited about that. So he purchased the property, and then I'll probably end up purchasing the barn, is probably how that's going to work. And we don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but we're really hoping we can get all of our ducks in a row by spring and have that ready to go. So we'll see, but that's the idea. That's what we're doing, and man, we're excited about it, and lots of good stuff. So I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's get into the yellow boat, and let's drag all that junk out of there and see what we can salvage out of it. I don't even know what's in there. I know that we had to pile a whole bunch of junk in it to get it out of the old garage at the church, because a couple people weren't happy with that thing in there. So we moved that out and moved it over here, and then we'll just see what happens, see what we can find in there, and kind of see what our next step is. If you're just interested in the old boat and the process of all that getting going, we're gonna wait till tomorrow to take off probably come in here tomorrow and take off the motor, and I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. We gotta get this thing cleaned out, but I'm running out of time in the day. So let me take a moment to just kind of update everybody with what's going on in our neck of the woods, and hopefully kind of let you know what we're gonna do going forward. So we bought this property here in around Lake Meredith in just north of Amarillo, and we're gonna be here for a while. And I have a feeling this is where I might even retire. I really like it here. It's a small town, and the church that I'm at currently is close by. It's about a 10-minute drive, and that little church is just phenomenal. The people are great, and I've really had a wonderful experience there. Coming from a bigger church and then a church plant in Albuquerque that wasn't a great fit for me personally. It wasn't that those people weren't great. They were. It was just a little bit of cultural difference, and sometimes that stuff happens in the church world, and it just wasn't where God wanted me at the time. And I think I am where I'm supposed to be now. So there's this kind of feeling of a little bit of peace and at peace, and that's nice. Last year, when Dad and I had started doing those boat videos, I wasn't for sure if I wanted to keep making YouTube videos at all, and I was really low on time, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep going. It was kind of what did one guy say? He said it was the wine wasn't worth the squeeze, that sort of thing, and you just kind of put a bunch of time into it and you don't see any fruits of that. But you know, even as I didn't do anything with it over the past year, I still saw subscriber growth, and people were interested, and people left comments, and it seemed like it was something that people wanted to see more of and enjoy. And I'll be honest with you, I'm an idiot. I mean, when it comes to stuff like this, I'm no professional. As many of you guys have seen in the comments, people will come on and say they're professionals and this is how they would do it, and I'd ask them questions. And I mean, I want to learn from everybody and try to learn from everybody. And if I get some information that I think is applicable, I'll put it out to you guys, and y'all can try it or not try it. I don't care. I mean, it's whatever you want to do with it, and that's kind of the way I view it. I don't know it all. I definitely don't have all the answers, and I'm just going to stumble my way through this stupid yellow boat just like Dad and I did on that other transom. And by the way, we put that transom through hell the past year and a half, and it's done great. It's held up wonderfully. So I'm very happy with the way it turned out, and we've had no issues with it. Excuse me, we've had no issues with it so far. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at. I'd like to start making videos again, and I'm never going to be a YouTube star or anything, but I do enjoy it. I like the feedback, and I like the community that we've built, and I really like you guys, you know, leaving me comments and chatting with me, and some of y'all have become really good friends. And we got that we got the Skeeter Bass Boat Restoration Group over on Facebook, and there's a guy named Brett over there that he's done some remodels on his boat. He should be the one making videos. His stuff's amazing. It's really impressive, and I can't compete with that necessarily, so I'll be reaching out to him. So if you do have an old boat, even if it's not a Skeeter, go over to that page on Facebook, Skeeter Bass Boat Restoration Group, and man, we're all ears, and we just kind of want to make friends with each other and want to help each other. And anyway, let us know if or go over there if you want to take part of that. A couple of other things that we're doing coming up into the winter, we're trying to get things kind of situated. I did start a podcast. I have two now. I have one that is with my very good friend. It's called Fraternize with these guys, and it's just a stupid kind of comedic podcast. We get together once a week. We actually get together once every other week, and so I'm down there where he's at once a month. He's up here where I'm at once a month, and we knock these episodes out. And basically, it's just two dudes getting together. We share a beer, we have a cigar, and we talk about random funny stuff, or at least stuff that we think's funny, and it's fun. I really enjoy it. So you can go over there, you can check that podcast out if you want, just something you can put in the background to take up noise or make some white noise if you want. I'll leave that link down there in the description. You can find it. And then also I have a religious podcast that's definitely more serious, but also is fun and light-natured. I don't want it to be too heavy ever. And the idea is we take difficult topics and we kind of boil them down, and then we figure out where we can agree and where we don't agree, and then we all leave as buddies. That's kind of the idea. It's called the Skeptical Zealot, and it's just getting back into the swing of things. I'll leave that link in the description as well, so you can go check out all those things. So we got podcasts, we got the YouTube channel, I got the church. Dad may at some point retire around here. We're going to be building the barn, hopefully building a house also. Who knows what's going to happen in the next year? So we just got all kinds of things going on. On top of all of that, I started selling some things online, and so my mom and I, we've been doing auctions and selling stuff online and having garage sales, and that's been a blast. We all like antiques, and I've really enjoyed that, so I'll probably bring you along and show you some of that at some point in the future, and having a lot of fun doing that sort of thing. So we're just busy, but a good busy. A lot of things going on that are enjoyable to do. There's nothing that I'm doing right now that I wring my hands and I kind of like have to buckle down and I have to do it. None of that. I enjoy doing what we do. So my goal over the past 2 years, since we moved out back to Texas, has been to make a life that I don't necessarily have to take a vacation from. Make a life that's enjoyable. And when I come home, man, I'm home and it's great. And there's no issues there. There's no stress at work. There's no stress at home. It's a good life that we've built so far. So we're going to continue that. Boat making and boat restoration is going to be in store for that. Last but not least, you can go over to Instagram. You can find us, Pastor Pinewood, Pastoral Homestead Outdoors. Can't remember which one it is. You have to find it. But we are doing a half marathon in December, so I'm training for that at the moment. And then we're going to do a full marathon in April. And then I'm hoping at some point after April, maybe in the next fall, right before hunting season, we'll do a 100+ mile race. So that's the plan. I don't know if any of this is going to happen or not, but I've been training every day. I'm not a runner, and I hate every minute of it. But I had a health scare in September, and I sat on my bed, and I had some heart issues, and I thought I was going to die. I really did, and had just kind of one of those met with Jesus moments, and he kind of shined the light on a couple of things and said, hey man, like you got to get this stuff taken care of and you got to change some things. So I made some changes and here we are. So this is what we're doing. So YouTube videos, podcast, marathon, church, boat restoration, all kinds of stuff going on. So this is just my plea, follow along. Send me your critiques. Let me know if you think we ought to be doing something different. Let me know if I'm doing something that, or if I could do something different that you guys would like to see. Let me know all that stuff. I'm excited to get back into it, and we're going to get right back into this. I've got too much stuff to do today to get to all this junk that's in this boat, and so I've got to clear this out. I'll do that tomorrow after church. We're having a little Thanksgiving meal, and I'll come out here. I'll get that cleared out, and then we'll probably start tackling the motor. We'll get that thing off, and I'm excited. It's going to be good stuff. So thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry, it was a little bit of a tease video today, but I wanted y'all to see the new property, and you know, it's a work in progress, and it's really exciting. It's going to be cool whenever we get things kind of situated, and maybe we'll be able to work on more than one boat at a time. Maybe we'll be able to be in a nice covered environment with heaters and air conditioners, and it'll be nice. So anyway, thank you guys for sticking around. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. Let me know if you think what we're doing is good, and man, we'll hope to see you on the next video. We'll release that probably tomorrow evening. So you guys have a wonderful, safe weekend. God bless y'all. We'll catch you next time.